Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise and deliver the insights that make you genuinely well-informed.
That's right.
Today, we are setting sail, metaphorically speaking, for sun-drenched seas and some pretty high-stakes drama.
Definitely high stakes.
You know that feeling, right?
Yeah.
The irresistible allure of luxury yachts, the promise of tropical escapism, gleaming decks, crystal clear waters. The dream. It's the ultimate fantasy for so many. But then there's the undeniable, often really messy human drama that unfolds right before our eyes.
Yeah.
And that, maybe even more than the luxury, is what makes shows like Below Deck just an absolute phenomenon captivating millions.
Exactly. It's that fascinating juxtaposition, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got the aspirational lifestyle, the picture-perfect backdrop,
Right.
and it clashes head-on with the very raw, very relatable, and often chaotic human interactions that just sort of bubble up in that environment.
Totally. The confined spaces, the pressure cooker working conditions, the cameras everywhere.
And let's be honest, plenty of alcohol.
Oh, yeah. It's a potent recipe for truly captivating television, creating scenarios that are, well, both enviable and sometimes incredibly uncomfortable to watch.
You're watching through your fingers sometimes.
Absolutely. And that's precisely our destination today. We're taking a deep dive into the world of Below Deck, going, way beyond just the on-screen antics.
Right.
We want to really explore the intricate layers of relationships that form and, maybe more often, dramatically fracture under that intense scrutiny. We'll try to uncover the surprising truths about how the show is actually produced, revealing the strategic decisions that shape what we see.
Yeah, the behind-the-scenes stuff.
And crucially, we'll examine the often hidden realities the cast members navigate both during filming and, perhaps even more profoundly, long after the cameras stop rolling and they're back in the real world.
And to guide us on this fascinating journey, we've gathered a really fantastic stack of sources. We've got insider accounts from various YouTube channels, where cast members and people close to production spill the tea on scandalous relationships, hidden cast secrets, that kind of thing.
Juicy stuff.
Definitely. Alongside those, we've delved into numerous Reddit threads, a real treasure trove, actually.
Yeah. Reddit always delivers.
It does. You get dedicated fans, even former charter guests, offering their candid opinions on, well, everything. Production choices, captain controversies, the true cost of a charter.
Right. The cost is always a big one.
Always.
So our mission today is clear. We want to pierce through that glossy, idealized veneer of reality TV. We aim to uncover the surprising facts, the underlying human dynamics, and what really happens when cameras are rolling.
And when they stop.
And when they start. Our goal is to give you, our listener, a shortcut to truly understanding the show's enduring appeal, its often complex internal workings, and a lasting aftermath for those who live it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's unpack this and dive right in.
So relationships first.
Let's start there. When you take a group of attractive, often young people, confine them to a relatively small space.
Very small space.
Add in incredibly intense, demanding working conditions, and then, inevitably, throw in plenty of alcohol during their downtime. What do you get?
Drama. Lots of it.
On Below Deck, almost without fail, it very quickly turns into a veritable hotbed of romantic drama. It's not just about the work, serving guests, polishing silver.
No, it's about the whirlwind of emotions, the secret hookups in, the laundry room.
Right, the laundry room.
And the very public fallouts that just keep us captivated season after season. Here's where it gets really interesting, because these aren't just fleeting moments. They have real consequences.
They really do.
Indeed. The close quarters, the isolation from normal life, the high-pressure environment, it just amplifies everything.
Yeah.
A casual flirtation can blow up into a full-blown affair, often right in front of the cameras or just out of sight. A minor disagreement becomes a season-long feud. And when you factor in the constant surveillance, knowing your most vulnerable or compromising moments could be broadcast to millions.
Well, the pressure must be immense.
It creates this almost hyper-real intensity to these relationships. We see people making choices they might, never consider in their normal lives.
Okay, let's kick off with a particularly thorny and deeply personal issue. The paternity puzzle involving Jean-Luc Cerza-Lanoux and Dani from Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
Right, that was intense.
Their on-screen romance was tumultuous, to say the least, and it was complicated even further by that on-screen STD scare during their relationship.
Yeah, that added another layer of stress.
So after filming wrapped, Dani announced on Instagram, I think it was May 2021, that she'd given birth to a baby girl, Lily Rose.
And this immediately, as you can imagine, just sparked a huge amount of speculation among fans about who the father was.
Of course.
Dani, while being pretty protective of her privacy, did confirm at the Season 2 reunion, which aired about a month later, that Jean-Luc was the father.
Right. But his response?
His initial response on the show was, well, quite guarded.
Yeah.
Very specific. He said, and this is a direct quote, "If that is my child, I want everything and anything to do with that child's life."
Okay, that sounds reasonable on the surface.
But critically, he also demanded a DNA test. Right there, on the reunion show.
Oof. Publicly demanding a DNA test.
Yeah. And that demand, plus his initial hesitation, definitely added a layer of complexity. And you just have to imagine immense hurt and stress for Dani, a new mother dealing with this very publicly.
It really did. It put her in such a vulnerable position under all that scrutiny. And what's even more fascinating and frankly kind of heartbreaking is the delay in his public acceptance.
The delay was significant.
It wasn't until January 2022, almost a full year after Dani's announcement, that Jean-Luc finally went on Instagram to reveal that an international DNA test had confirmed Lily Rose was his daughter.
A year. That's a long time.
A very long time to leave a new mother and child in that public limbo. Think about the impact of that delay, not just on Dani, but on Lily Rose, who will eventually see this play out on TV.
That's a profound question, and it really speaks to the human cost of these televised dramas. The delay, no doubt, subjected Dani to immense emotional strain, public judgment.
Absolutely.
And like you said, for Lily Rose, seeing this unfold later, that could present some complex emotional challenges. We saw how other crew members reacted too.
What did they say?
Well, Gary King, a fellow cast member, notably commented on Jean-Luc's immaturity for taking nearly a year to admit paternity. He suggested it reflected poorly on his character, his responsibility.
So judgment from his peers, too.
Definitely. The whole saga just highlights how these personal challenges generated on the show stretch way beyond the charter season, affecting real lives, even shaping new families.
Absolutely. The ripple effects are huge. And speaking of challenges, let's talk about fidelity fiascos, a recurring theme, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
Gary King, again from Sailing Yacht, has practically made a name for himself as, well, a serial romantic entangler.
He really has.
We saw him hooking up with co-workers Ali Dorr and Sydney Zaruba within weeks on the show. That alone created significant tension.
Yes, that quick succession of interests definitely set the stage for drama. But the real twist, what really complicated things, was the revelation he had a girlfriend back home.
Ah, the secret girlfriend.
Classic. And it wasn't just a rumor. Ali publicly called him out on it during the reunion show, aired that very private, damaging detail to everyone.
Wow, at the reunion, that takes guts.
It does. His defense was, let's say, rather convoluted. He called it a very complicated relationship, claimed he hadn't seen his girlfriend for 8 months.
Right, it's complicated defense.
Which might offer him some personal justification, maybe. But it didn't excuse the behavior for many viewers, or for Ali herself, obviously. It showed a pretty casual approach to relationships.
And it seems like some habits are hard to break. He was reportedly up to some of his old tricks in Season 3.
Yeah, suggesting a pattern viewers kind of came to expect. Thankfully, Ali, after navigating that on-screen heartbreak, seems to have moved on. Welcomed a child with a new partner.
Oh, good for her. Shows there's life after the show's drama.
It's a testament to moving on from that intense reality TV bubble. These connections form so fast, but they often lack real-world grounding.
Yeah, it's like a pressure cooker.
Exactly. The show thrives on these rapid-fire developments, but for the people involved, the consequences are personal and can be long-lasting, like Ali's experience shows.
Speaking of outside relationships causing drama, Eddie Lucas and Raquel Rocky Dakota, their secret affair in Season 2, mostly in the laundry room.
Ah, yes, the infamous laundry room.
The clandestine nature of it was almost a character itself.
That's a truly crucial detail, because not only did Eddie have a girlfriend back home leading to a very public, painful breakup after the season, but their secret activities had a lasting impact on the show itself. As a direct result of their affair, production installed cameras in the laundry room for future seasons. We know this from insider accounts.
Wow, really? Cameras in the laundry room. So the crew's privacy was explicitly reduced because of that.
Pretty much. It's a physical, tangible consequence of on-screen drama.
Yeah.
A literal change to the set.
What does that tell us about the power dynamic between production and cast? Did subsequent crews react to that, knowing they were watched even there?
That's a fantastic question. It speaks to the evolving, often unstated contract between the show and its cast. While there isn't like a huge public outcry about those specific cameras from every crew member,
Right.
the mere knowledge of constant surveillance absolutely can alter behavior. It removes one more layer of off-camera life, blurring the lines of what's private and what's fair game for content.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how much the yacht itself becomes a character constantly reshaping based on the drama it's supposed to just observe.
It's a fascinating, almost self-aware evolution of the show.
It truly is. Makes you wonder what other corners are now under surveillance because of past seasons. Okay, moving on. Malia White and Tom Checkett. Their relationship also faced infidelity issues.
Right, and the unique pressures of the yachting world played a part. Malia often struggled with Tom's temper on board, which was a source of tension during their season together.
And then COVID hit.
And then the pandemic added this huge layer of complexity. They ended up separated onto different boats due to all the disruptions. That put a massive strain on their connection.
I can imagine.
Malia later revealed that Tom, during the separation, found someone else on his boats, and she didn't know for a couple of months.
Ouch. That really reinforces the idea, doesn't it? What happens at sea doesn't always stay at sea, especially with reality TV involved in forced separation.
Right. Secrecy is almost impossible, even across oceans.
Yeah.
And speaking of things not staying secret, awkward breakups and confused connections, they're just part of the below-deck package.
Oh, yeah. Take Brian to St. Pern and Courtney Skippin from season 7.
Oh, the text message breakup.
Exactly. Brian informed Courtney their hookup was casual via text while they were literally just a room apart on the yacht.
The proximity makes it so much worse. Just brutal.
Courtney was understandably horrified, especially getting that text during a workday when she couldn't really react or address it properly.
It compounded the indignity. It was so embarrassing and dismissive for her that she later said she'd never return to the show.
You can totally understand why.
It really speaks to the deep emotional impact these things have, making people question doing reality TV at all.
Absolutely. Then there's Elizabeth Franchini and James Hu from season 8.
No.
Their relationship was fraught. James constantly complained about Elizabeth. She was 30, he was 26, and in his prime, as he put it.
The prime comment.
Right. He seemed to be always looking elsewhere. Elizabeth even lamented he didn't kiss her on her birthday. Very one-sided.
And their doomed relationship eventually led to Elizabeth's firing, didn't it?
It did. They had an unauthorized overnight stay in a guest cabin. Huge no-no.
Major violation. But the key here is the disparity in consequences.
Exactly. James got a slap on her wrist, but Elizabeth was fired shortly after. The reason given was she let the relationship interfere with her duties.
Which really highlights that perceived favoritism or double standard. One person pays a much higher price for a shared mistake. Fans definitely picked up on that.
They did, and the drama didn't stop there. Robert Westergaard and Jessica Moore. They had what looked like a promising romance.
Yeah, guest cabin stays, promises of trips to Bali, sounded serious.
Like a fairy tale ending almost.
But the reality quickly diverged. Jessica later revealed Robert tried to back out on her at the airport in Bali.
At the airport.
And then just ghosted her. To make it even messier, at the reunion, Jessica claimed Robert sent steamy texts to Aisha Scott.
Whoa. Did Robert admit it?
No, Robert vehemently denied it, saying Aisha was like a sibling. Classic post-breakup public airing of grievances, turning private heartbreak into public spectacle. Very common on these shows.
It really does. Just adds another layer for viewers to pick apart. Okay, Ben Willoughby, season 10. He got caught in a very messy love triangle.
Right. He was initially involved with Camille Lamb.
Who got fired later, controversially.
Exactly. Which left Ben seemingly heartbroken. They even planned to reunite after the season, hinting at something real.
But then,
new Stu Leanne Smith joined the boat. And that complicated things significantly.
how so? Was there history?
Oh, yeah. It quickly came out Leanne had been messaging Ben on Tinder before the season, even before she joined the yacht.
The pre-existing connection always causes trouble.
And Ben himself admitted, quote, "We both have nudes of each other on our phone." confirmed a very intimate pre-existing connection that just exploded when they were suddenly living and working together.
Wow, no wonder it was messy. Ben's indecision was really palpable, wasn't it?
Incredibly frustrating to watch. He kissed Leanne, but then said he wanted to see what was kind of with Camille.
So what happened in the end?
He went on vacation with Camille after the season, but apparently it wasn't meant to be. Then he moved in with Leanne in Florida.
Okay, so he chose Lan.
Temporarily. Leanne later revealed Ben decided to cut all ties with me with no explanation, just cut her off.
Good grief. A total whirlwind, leaving a trail of broken hearts and confused viewers.
It's a pattern we see again and again. Intense connections forged in that filming crucible, often followed by abrupt, unexplained endings once the real world intrudes.
And that pre-existing Tinder thing, it gives us a glimpse into how relationships might be forming or dramas being set up even before filming starts.
Yeah, potentially predetermined drama for production. Fascinating.
Then there's Zhao Franco and Brooke Lawton. Their love story started in season 3 of Below Deck Med. Big storyline.
But a break after filming led to major disagreement and public accusations. Zhao claimed Brooke cheated on him, even though she reportedly begged him to visit.
And Brooke's side.
Brooke vehemently denied it, called his claim very true to his character, and basically a way for him to protect his ego during the breakup.
Classic he said, she said, and a public breakup, fueled by the show's platform.
Exactly. Their paths diverged dramatically after that. Zhao became a captain, really advanced his career. Brooke got engaged in 2021, moved on completely.
And finally, Adam Glick's entanglements, spanning multiple seasons.
Right. Before one season, he let slip he'd hooked up with Malia White,
But then Malia chose Wes Walton over Adam on the show.
leaving Adam with very clear, unrequited feelings playing out all season. Malia later kind of implied Adam was far more invested.
Yeah, I remember that. Adam admitted telling her he loved her early on. Clearly an imbalance.
Painful to watch him navigate that. Later, Adam got involved with Chief Stew Jenna McGillivray.
Right, and the crew complained about their touchy-feely vibes.
Yeah, unprofessionalism concerns. Jenna defended their private displays of affection, said it didn't impact work, but ultimately, they too went their separate ways.
Another one bites the dust.
Adds to the list. These are all really poignant examples of how volatile, public, and genuinely complicated relationships can be in this unique televised pressure cooker.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Moving beyond the intensely personal dramas and emotional roller coasters,
Important to remember.
it's absolutely crucial to remember that Below Deck is, at its core, a massive television production.
Exactly. A business.
And that comes with its own very specific rules, significant costs, and a range of strategic decisions that ultimately shape every single thing we see on screen.
It's a fascinating look into the business behind the glamour, the calculations behind the chaos.
It really is.
Absolutely. The show is meticulously constructed, carefully edited in many ways. Understanding the production side gives crucial context for the reality we see.
Yeah, it's not just capturing life at sea.
No, it's a specific kind of storytelling designed to maximize entertainment, dramatic impact, which sometimes means, accentuating certain things and minimizing others.
Okay, let's get into the charter guest realities first. Because what they know, what they're told, and what they actually pay, often a huge surprise for viewers.
Definitely. For starters, charter guests on the show pay a heavily discounted rate, often around 50% off.
50%?
And usually for two-night charters, not the typical week-long booking for a luxury yacht. That changes the dynamic immediately.
How so? Besides the price.
Well, think about the base rate for a super yacht like St. David.
Yeah.
Maybe 325,000 euros a week for a private charter.
Okay.
But that base rate, discounted or not, only covers the boat rental and crew salaries. Critically, things like food, drinks, fuel, water toys, the giant slide, jet skis, marina fees, they're all extra.
All extra. So the price tag we hear isn't the final cost.
Not even close, usually.
Yeah.
Many viewers assume it's all-inclusive, but those extras add substantially to the real cost, sometimes doubling it.
That's a huge revelation. And the guest experience itself is different on the show compared to a real charter, right?
Very different. In a real-world charter, guests get tons of info, upfront CVs for the captain, the chef, details about amenities. They can customize requests, even ask for a chef change if they're unhappy.
But on the show,
On Below Deck, guests typically know nothing other than the location. They fill out preference sheets without knowing the crew, the chef style, anything specific beyond the boat type.
why do they do that?
It's deliberate. Production design. This lack of information often leads to the chaos production wants. It sets the stage for more drama, unexpected challenges, clashes between expectations and reality. Engineered unpredictability, basically.
Ah, makes sense. Creating those moments of tension and surprise. What about the tipping protocol? That's always a big moment at the end.
Another fascinating layer. Guests wire money for tips directly to production. Production then provides the physical cash to the primary charter guest to hand over to the captain.
So it's not direct cash from guest to crew.
Not initially. An initial amount, usually like $15,000 to $20,000, is often built into the charter cost itself, a baseline expectation.
Oh.
Anything beyond that amount comes directly from the guest's own pockets, requires an additional decision in payment.
Interesting. And we heard from a charter guest, Tony Genius.
Yeah, Tony Genius confirmed in interviews he was advised by production on the tip amount, implying some guidance, maybe subtle pressure, influencing the final sum.
Advise. That feels
A bit.
managed.
He even speculated some of that money might go to other production costs or personnel, raising questions about the full transparency of the tipping process.
Wow, eye-opening insight into the mechanics. Okay, so let's talk crew compensation and production interventions beyond tips.
Right, those tips are a huge part of their income, what makes the job so lucrative.
But they do get a salary.
Yeah, crew members earn a modest monthly salary, usually between $5,000 and $10,000, depending on their role and experience.
And production covers other things too, like those nights out.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Bravo reportedly pays for the crew's tabs on their nights out, where a lot of drama happens.
It makes sense. Facilitate the drama.
Cast members recall times their bar bills were reimbursed, or specific people, like Kate Chastain, often covered tabs for drunk colleagues, knowing production would ultimately foot the bill. Another production perk? Facilitating social interaction.
Stuff that doesn't make the final edit.
Yeah, he emphasized production will never make you look perfect, and there's got to be drama.
Needs the conflict.
He recalled an untelevised incident crew yelling about running out of ice for blended drinks. A mundane problem, but it caused real friction behind the scenes. Shows drama happens that we don't always see.
It perfectly illustrates the selective nature of reality TV editing, doesn't it?
Absolutely. They capture way more footage than they can show. Editing choices are meticulous, maximizing entertainment, shaping character arcs, enhancing narrative, not providing a totally accurate record of every single moment.
It's a curated reality, sculpted to tell a story, often highlighting conflict.
Exactly.
Okay, let's look at the evolution of the show. Fan feedback seems intense, especially lately.
Very intense. Reddit users, for example, have been incredibly vocal, describing recent Below Deck Med seasons, especially the current one, as the absolute worst. Strong
What
word.
are the main complaints?
Wide-ranging. Poor editing choices like those Instagram walls showing social media posts or quick Love Island-esque 30-second Instagram scrolls feel superficial to some.
Like style over substance.
The overwhelming sentiment among critics is an overemphasis on crew drama at the expense of actual yacht service. People want to return to the professional challenges, not just interpersonal conflict.
Interesting shift. And within this, the captains have become really polarizing figures. Captain Sandy, especially.
Well, Captain Sandy's a lightning rod.
Yeah.
Accused of micromanaging, favoritism, often for the deck team over interior,
Right.
questionable firings, like Hannah Ferrier, Camille Lamb, publicly calling Fraser a rotting fish, outing Malia White as bisexual on camera. She's under an intense microscope.
But there are defenders, too.
Absolutely. A vocal group defends her, pointing to maritime law to justify her strictness, her commitment to safety in a dangerous environment, arguing her approach is necessary.
So management style versus safety protocols. But
Well-
there's also the gender aspect, right? As the only recurring female captain, does she get judged more harshly?
It's a crucial, often uncomfortable question. When you see male captains with similar involved styles like Captain Jason,
Yeah.
they often get a fraction of the backlash, sometimes even praised for attention to detail. This disparity fuels the argument among her defenders that gender might be a factor in the criticism's intensity.
It highlights a complex challenge for female leaders in male-dominated fields, especially under the reality TV spotlight. Makes you examine your own biases.
It really does.
Captain Lee, the OG, generally popular, but even he's faced retrospective criticism, some fans calling him one of the worst captains looking back.
And he publicly called out Captain Sandy for firing Camille Lamb, creating more fan division, that inner-captain dynamic.
What about Captain Glenn and Captain Jason?
Glenn from Sailing Yacht, often criticized for enabling Gary King's antics, perceived lack of discipline. Captain Jason from Down Under, noted for a similar involved style to Sandy, it gets a fraction of the criticism.
Why the disparity? Is it presentation, editing, context?
It's a puzzle. Captain Carey from Adventure and now the main show is generally praised for clear leadership, holding crew to standards.
But he gets criticism too.
Some for micromanaging, sometimes seeming unaware of boat happenings. His firing of Kyle after repeated docking errors and lack of communication showed the high stakes under his command, though. Swift consequences.
These varying reactions really underscore how subjective leadership is, especially through the lens of reality TV.
Each captain brings a different flavor, resonates differently, and going back to it, the laundry room cameras.
Right, Eddie and Rocky.
A direct outcome of past scandals, physically symbolizes how drama influences production choices, limits privacy, alters the show's fabric. What happens on the show truly shapes the show.
Okay, our journey continues. Let's explore what happens when the cameras finally stop rolling, when cast members return to everyday life.
Right, because their lives don't just pause. Many face personal struggles, legal challenges, continued public scrutiny long after their season.
It's a sobering reminder, isn't it? Reality TV fame isn't all glamour, comes with real-world consequences.
Absolutely. The intense filming, close quarters, forced interactions, plus instant public recognition and often vicious fan feedback. It can have profound, lasting effects. A very particular kind of celebrity to navigate.
Let's start with mental health and public scrutiny. Hannah Ferrier's severe anxiety attack in Season 3 of Med. That was a major, raw, on-screen moment.
Very relatable for many viewers. And its authenticity was confirmed by Hannah herself later. She said her anxiety had been going quite badly for 8 days leading up to it, dismissed claims of being a drama queen.
She even joked about it.
Yeah, said if she could act like that, she would be accepting her Oscar. Crucially, she noted receiving a profoundly positive reaction from people dealing with their own mental health, felt less alone.
That's powerful. Public vulnerability, creating connection, helping destigmatize things.
Definitely. On the other, less positive end, Chef Mila Kultua from Season 4 of Med.
Oh, Chef Mila. The nachos, the pancakes.
Widely criticized performance, struggled with basic dishes despite claiming Le Cordon Bleu training.
Baffling.
But worse than the cooking.
Far more alarming were her homophobic comments. I don't want to see a man kissing a man in front of me. Horrified fans and castmates. Huge backlash.
Which led to speculation.
Widespread speculation she might have been a hired performer, not a real chef. Fans found online profiles listing her as an actor, extra, model.
Did anyone defend the hiring?
Hannah Ferrier defended the initial process, said it's hard to predict homophobia or lack of skills in an interview, highlights the challenge of casting these shows.
Yeah, huge challenge. Casting choices can backfire dramatically. Okay, beyond mental health, some cast faced legal troubles. Off-boat drama proves fame brings scrutiny, real consequences. Ross and Nania, deckhand from Season 6.
Arrested in West Palm Beach, Florida, 2018. Disorderly intoxication and battery? Pretty serious charges.
Yeah, police reports indicated he reportedly punched and threatened an officer during a night out with João Franco, who was there but not arrested.
A stark reminder of the dangers of post-charter nightlife, especially with alcohol and public recognition involved.
Definitely. Significant legal and reputational consequences.
And Ross wasn't the only one. Riley Gerber, also Season 6, faced legal issues too.
Different kind of infraction. Arrested January 2018 for trespassing in someone else's home in Texas. Allegedly refused to leave.
What was the outcome?
Ordered to do community service, mandatory classroom education. Interestingly, despite that, Riley is reportedly thriving now.
Really? How so?
Traveling the country in a camper van. Embracing freedom, exploration, shows resilience, redefining her path after the show.
Good for her. Then there's a more serious case. Former Chief Stu Kate Chastain. Hugely popular figure.
Right. In 2016, arrested on charges of felony domestic violence by strangulation in a relationship with Rosario Hernandez.
Yeah.
Shocking headline for fans.
The details were disturbing.
Police report detailed allegations. Hernandez, bitten on the forearm and her bicep and leg, and held down and choked, strangled. Charges were later downgraded to misdemeanors.
How did Kate reflect on it?
She said publicly it added unnecessary stress, hindered her ability to bond with crew in later seasons. A stark reminder of the toll high-profile, volatile relationships take under public scrutiny.
It really underlines the intense burden they face long after the cameras leave. But it's not all negative post-show, right? Career pivots, lasting connections.
Definitely. Janice Antiveros and Kelly Johnson from Season 1. They had that misunderstanding about moving in together. Kelly wanted to go slow.
Right.
But their individual lives took interesting turns. Janice used her reality TV knowledge and moved into TV production in L.A.
Smart move, leveraging that unique experience.
Exactly, from in front of the camera to behind it, understanding the mechanics from a unique viewpoint.
Very clever. And Kelly.
Kelly leaned into yachting, but with a twist. Became a yacht captain, like Captain Lee.
Ugh.
Significant achievement. But also developed a passion for photography, blending her love for the sea with creativity. Shows Below Deck can be a springboard for diverse careers, not just fleeting fame, sailing their own course after the show.
Great way to put it. And some find lasting love, start families. Nathan and Gail from Med Season 9.
Yeah, they had a baby, Lily, after their season. And they continue working in yachting, which must be challenging with a newborn.
How do they manage?
Fan discussions mention the challenges, but also the lucrative pay, making it worth it. Gail reportedly travels with Nathan for filming, stays nearby during charters, adapting their lives for career and family. Huge commitment.
Incredible dedication. Finally, Tony Genius, the adult entertainer charter guest.
Yeah.
He used his appearance for a big PR push, right?
Absolutely. Savvy understanding of leveraging reality TV exposure.
What did he do?
Parlayed it into a documentary series about his career, planned filming in London, connected with some Below Deck guys afterwards, created live streams to discuss his charter experience in depth. Very proactive entrepreneurial approach to expanding his brand beyond the yacht.
Okay, so we've certainly navigated the often choppy, sometimes turbulent waters of below-deck relationships.
Pulled back the curtain on production secrets.
Explored the very real-world consequences and diverse opportunities for its cast. What's truly fascinating, what we've seen throughout this deep dive, is how that curated reality on screen reflects and sometimes dramatically distorts the complex lives of these individuals.
It's a delicate, continuous balance, isn't it? Presenting authentic human drama, all its messiness, while constructing an entertaining narrative for a mass audience.
Yeah.
The insights from former guests, crew members, they really pull back that curtain. Show us how much of what we see as reality is actually strategically crafted, carefully managed.
And that leads us to a final provocative thought for you, our listener.
Mm-hmm.
Given how much of Below Deck is so clearly shaped by production decisions, influenced by audience reactions, intertwined with the real personal lives of the cast, how much of what we consider reality in any entertainment we consume is truly unvarnished truth?
Right. How much is real versus crafted?
And how much is a meticulously crafted narrative, skillfully designed to keep us engaged, surprised, hooked? It truly makes you wonder what deeper truths, what further dramas unfold when the cameras aren't rolling.
Or what gets left on the cutting room floor.
Exactly. So what does this all mean for you, the viewer? It means there's always more to discover beneath the surface.
If you're willing to take a deep dive,